Hello everyone, welcome back to Fan Dummies. In today's video, we are going to talk about some of the issues with the theatrical release of the Justice League. We're going to have a little trailer talk about the Snyder Cut trailers that are coming out, because you know this thing's coming out March 18th. So if you're watching this in the future, it's out now. If you're watching this now, it's out on March 18th. You get it, right? You get it? Then we're going to talk a little bit about what we hope to see in the Snyder Cut. I mean, I hope to see Superman. You think he'll be in it, Erin?
I don't know.
There's a super chance. See, they're going to cut all those one-liners right out of the Whedon cut. The one-liners go. So you got to get them on this podcast.
Oh my gosh.
If this is the first time you're watching Fan Dummies, I'm Greg.
And I'm Erin.
And we talk about superheroes and science fiction every single week. So hit the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell. That way you don't miss anything. Thank you. All right, Erin, are you ready to get into this? What was wrong with the theatrical release?
Yeah.
What was wrong with it? We're going to just tell you exactly, because we're big time Hollywood producer, director, geniuses. So we know exactly what Joss Whedon did wrong. I mean, exactly. So we're going to tell you. Go ahead, Erin. Go ahead. You start.
Thanks. It's not that bad.
No, you're right. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I wish we would have gotten better backstories in the theatrical release. I think it was lacking a backstory for the Flash and Aquaman and Cyborg. If we would have known a little bit more about them, I think it would have helped. And maybe they should have pushed out the Justice League and made their own individual solo movies before they released the Justice League.
That is exactly what should have happened. I knew you were a genius director person. You nailed it. What they should have done. So Snyder was having some home issues, some major home issues, right? Like big time stuff that he had to go deal with. They should have just taken that movie, put it on the shelf, made Flash, made Aquaman, made Cyborg. We still don't have a Cyborg movie.
Or the Flash. They've been creating the Flash for years.
Right.
I think it was probably in the works even when this movie was being created.
When Zack was back, we dusted off, and then we come out with the movie how it's supposed to be, which is called the Snyder Cut, which would have been the theatrical release. That's how it should have been done. Because if you go back to our other video where we did the rewatch, you'll see that when you rewatch it the second time, or you rewatch it now that you've seen the Aquaman movie, Aquaman doesn't seem all out of place. It's only Flash and Cyborg. Like, you know what's going on with Aquaman. I think that's great. And I hope we're going to get into this more, I think, in the trailer talk, but I hope Zack Snyder realizes, hey, the Aquaman movie's out, so we don't really need as much backstory with Aquaman. But we have a bunch of backstory for Flash and Cyborg. We should use that. And we shouldn't rewrite the backstory for Aquaman, because if you think about it, he may have filmed a bunch of backstory that we didn't see, but it's probably different than what was in the Aquaman movie that came out after.
Yeah, maybe.
So if he tells that story for Aquaman, it'll rewrite the canon, which is not good, because the DC universe should be cohesive.
Yeah, that's true. Huh.
He's a smart guy. There's no doubt about it. But I tend to think that we're going to get an Aquaman rewrite because we're going to get a Joker rewrite.
Yeah.
Right? So there's going to be some stuff there. From everything that we've seen online, what do you think was the biggest issue? Like the largest issue that this original movie had?
I think the fact that it was only 2 hours and 1 minute, that's including the end credits. You have to sit there, for 10 minutes and watch the credits to get to the end credit. That's just really short for a superhero movie.
Yeah.
I think you always have to go in at least 2 hours, 25 minutes. It seems like the longer, the better. I mean, I've been saying this over and over every podcast, it seems like, but I think that if you're going to cram a story into a movie, why not just make it a TV series and tell the story right? Like, spend some time on each character's backstory, spend some time developing the characters and what they're facing and stuff in the show, and just spend a lot of time on it. Don't just try to cram it into a 2-hour movie, because it just doesn't do it any justice.
Cut. Snyder's cutting those puns, baby. Those puns are out.
Is that my first pun ever? Like ever?
It might be your first pun.
I'm not very punny. Not like you. My puns just come out on accident.
Yeah.
Just simple puns.
Yeah, excuse the pun. What is it when people say when they pun on accident?
But I won't realize I'm punning on accident.
You said ha.
I know, but that time I said it because it came to me as I was saying it. I've been hanging out with you too much.
Yeah. You by 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for an entire year too much?
That's not too much. It's not enough, Greg.
Oh no.
More.
We talked a little bit about this in our previous segment and in the previous video for those watching on YouTube. But the studio continuously shrunk this movie. Essentially what happened is it was backstory and planning for 1 hour and 40 minutes. And then it was 20 minutes of actual story. Really 15 minutes of actual story, because the credits are 5 minutes.
That's not a lot.
No. And we watched a bunch of YouTube videos where we verified the timeline, where they were showing us like right about here is when it started. And it was like 26 minutes to go of the movie. So I think that was its most critical issue. I think the other issue is that Snyder really filmed this thing to have a dark, moody tone, like with like blue and orange color grades and gray color grades and very serious dialogue. Mm-hmm. And the Whedon one-liner quips, although funny, were out of place.
Yeah.
So like Batman jumps down to see Commissioner Gordon, like kind of all theatrical like. Somehow Diana and Cyborg just appear, and then the Flash appears, and then they all disappear, and the Flash is just standing there like, where did they go? I mean, he's the fastest man alive. He would see even minute movements. Like, they wouldn't be able to leave without him noticing.
Yeah.
But they did, and it was funny, and it was a Whedon funny. Like, it was totally a Whedon funny.
Yeah.
Right? It was like an awkward funny. That's how Whedon does it. Like, it's an awkward funny. Well, it's too awkward when the world's ending. Like, you know, when they should be worried about where Steppenwolf is and you know, the weight of the world is on their shoulders and time is of the essence. They shouldn't be cracking jokes.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into a little bit of the trailer talk, because I think the most important thing about the Snyder Cut is to see if Zack Snyder delivers on the things fans want. And we're fans. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're big DC fans. You are a ginormous Wonder Woman fan.
Yeah.
Right?
Not so much anymore, but yeah.
Well,
I try.
1984.
I know the 1984 doesn't try, but I try.
Yeah. 1984 hurt your feelings like really deeply. Deep. But we're Supergirl fans.
Yeah.
Right? There's Supergirl merch all over this place.
Yeah. I like Supergirl a lot too.
Yeah. And I love Batman. Like, I've got Batman comics from when I was a kid that I've kept until this day. Like, that I've never gotten rid of. Mm-hmm. I'm trying with Superman. I'm trying.
Yeah. I like Superman.
Trying.
Oh, and the new CW, Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. We really do like DC.
Mhm.
When it's good, it's good.
Mhm.
Right? So right away in the Snyder Cut trailer, and there's been, 3 trailers, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
But the opening scene where Superman is dying, it reminds you of the drama that happened at the end of Batman versus Superman. Like, you must be reminded of that to get your mind set in the right place, right? Because basically Batman is just guilty. He feels guilty. But for us, it's been 4 years. For him, it hasn't been that long. It's been months, right? So I think it's smart to remind us of Superman's death. What do you think, Erin?
Yeah, I think so. Especially since it was such a huge impact on the movies. Even though I'm like, it's sci-fi, he's not dead. Like, he's gonna come back. And I know in the comics, Superman has died and, he ends up coming back. So I was just like, oh, he's not gonna stay dead. Even though they do make it really sad and believable that he's not coming back.
Yeah, I hope that they show us when they hang the banner. Nothing is like as real as when you can see people like putting up the shrines or whatever, whether it's a poster or flowers or the banners, because they hung like black Superman banners from buildings and bridges and things like that to mourn Superman. Like, the world is still mourning his death. But it doesn't feel like that to me because it's been 4 years.
Yeah, yeah.
When we were watching the trailer, there was parts of it, the aspect ratio was really off. Isn't this Justice League movie, the Snyder Cut, isn't it going to be in a different aspect ratio than what we would expect from the theater?
Yeah, it's going to be in a 1:37:1 aspect ratio, which is an IMAX ratio. That's how the IMAX movies, or it's how movies, with IMAX sequences are filmed. And Snyder said that he just fell in love with the IMAX sequences from Batman vs. Superman. He says something like, superheroes move more vertical than they do horizontal. So I think it makes sense that you have more up and down screen than you do if you crop off, the top and the bottom to make a widescreen.
That's really interesting.
And I think he also just wants it to stand out apart from other superhero movies. Yeah, you look at it and you say, that's the Snyder Cut Justice League.
Well, I think since most of us will be watching it on our home theater, it'll be interesting to see how it looks on our TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's going to be good. I think the bigger TV you have, the better you are.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that's true of all things. Now I wish we had a big theater to watch this in.
I think it'll be weird at first, but I think once you get into it, you'll forget about it.
Yeah. Because if you remember, even the first couple WandaVision episodes were like that, and you got used to it really quick.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So what other things from the trailer caught your eye?
They had that whole new scene with Diana, Wonder Woman. It looks like she's in Greece where the arrow landed. Is that her mom that shot the arrow? And she's like, oh, Diana will know what to do. So apparently Diana must go there, and she finds out, what's happening. I think she reads the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
And she figures it out. That's
the difference between the Snyder Cut and the Whedon Cut in a nutshell, right? Diana knows what to do, but we as the watchers don't know anything.
Yeah, I was like, what is she talking about? Like tell me what she's got. Tell me what she knows.
You just set a very old, historically significant building afire, and Wonder Woman goes, the war is already here.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes no sense. So I'm glad that kind of puts a bow on that.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does, right? We haven't seen it, but based on the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
There's also that scene, and it sounds like Batman is talking about a dream that he's having. It's like in Batman vs. Superman where you see Batman, he has the goggles and he's wearing the trench coat and he has the gun. And That's new. I don't remember that in the movie.
Yeah, I think they were playing on that vision that Batman had of the future, like a future dystopia that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also kind of brings full circle of the Flash popping out to Batman and saying, "Oh, am I too early? It hasn't happened yet. Am I too early?"
Yeah.
So it kind of puts that stuff again in like a nice little bow. I keep saying that, but it wraps up all these things that Zack Snyder had set up in his previous movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Joss just didn't know that stuff. Like he just had no idea that the master plan was supposed to unfold in the Justice League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of little Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So in that dream, is that where we get to see the Joker?
I'm guessing. Yeah. Yeah. I really, really love the fact that they re-CGI'd Steppenwolf.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he's wearing a super shiny, like spiky armor and he has his helmet off and like it looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks so good. And I just think that if you hadn't taken the chance to remaster this movie after 4 years, then there's no point in doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're going to have to reshoot some things. You're going to have to redo the CGI. You're going to have to tweak some stuff. You're going to have to, polish it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're doing that.
Yeah. I think I saw that the budget for the Snyder Cut was $70 million, which is a lot of money. So it's good to know that they put it to use.
I think so. So we also get to see somebody that was supposed to be in the movie, but we didn't see them originally.
So weird. Darkseid?
Yeah.
Like it makes total sense when you think about it, that why was he not in the theatrical release of the movie? Did they cut him out? Yeah,
they cut him out. Steppenwolf did not have a backstory. We had no idea really why he was there.
Yeah.
What irritated him? Why did the mommy boxes call him? We have no idea.
We had that little, like, real quick backstory of the war where all the heroes had to fight him, like, in previous times. But it didn't tell us much.
No, and I think this whole idea that he's cast out from being Darkseid's lieutenant and he's trying to prove himself by taking the Earth when they failed the last time, it makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I need to do something good to get my job back as an evil villain.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Makes total sense.
Yeah. It's so much better.
It also looks like we're going to get some backstory.
Yeah. It looks like we're going to see Victor Stone before he turns into Cyborg. He's out there on the field playing football. Hopefully we'll find out more of the backstory besides that he was created from one of those mommy cubes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a Jedi holocron.
Yeah.
Like a jumbo one.
And it looks like his dad gets vaporized.
Yeah.
So that's different.
I thought the dad was captured by Steppenwolf and down in the little thing.
He was, yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. And he went and he was going to rescue him. And he's like, Dad. And he calls out that that's his dad.
That must have been reshot because clearly in the trailer, he looks like he was vaporized. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just different and a little more interesting, I think. You got to give the superheroes that tragic backstory that makes them want to be a hero.
It also looks like we're going to see a little bit more of the Flash, which is good. And we're going to see some Iris.
Yeah. He saves Iris in the trailer.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
I'm most excited for black suited Superman. I just think that black is the new superhero outfit. I don't know what to say. Like, I like it on Spider-Man. I like it on Superman.
Well, I mean, after he died in Batman vs. Superman and his suit was destroyed, right? Because, I mean...
Yeah, big gash in his...
Had a big thing on his chest and everything, and so I guess he had to go shopping for a new suit.
Well, I think his little ship can make him anything he wants, but maybe it's time for... Maybe he just needed an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we talked a little bit about seeing Joker, and Zack Snyder talked about filming, having that filmed after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see how that works. I think it's just going to be an add-on to the vision that Batman has. I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah. I'm interested to see it too, because it makes sense that that's the Joker that should be in that Batman's timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Leto's Joker from Suicide Squad. But he kind of looks a little different. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. So, are you worried that this movie is going to be much too close to the one we just saw?
Well, I think even if it is a lot like it, we watched the video and he's talking about adding in like the little effects. So,
oh, right.
Remember like the trident, and it has like the sparkle, and then like it says Justice League and the super sparkle, the S sparkles. So it kind of draws your eye in. I think it was Steppenwolf. He had the axe and he would swing it, and instead of like just like boom, it was like whew, like just the effects and everything. I think that Snyder puts into the extra thought of that stuff. I think that's what is going to make it a lot different, even if it is the same scenes. And hopefully the story will flow better. Yeah.
I also think that because it's rated R, it's going to be more gritty. Like it's going to be more real.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to say bad words probably.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But supposedly there's 2.5 hours of net new footage we have not seen.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Wow.
That's like, how long is it? 4 hours? That's more than half.
More than half. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that. So what's one thing that they could do in the Snyder Cut for you that would make the movie amazing? Like just one thing that you're hoping to see that's different.
Yeah, I think if Wonder Woman gets more screen time, I'd be pretty happy. And I'm looking forward to a lot of the stuff that we just talked about.
Yeah. For me, I really think that I want to see the Flash do more.
Yeah.
Like if I can see the Flash like throw lightning, I think that'd be really cool. I want, the Flash, he really didn't get to show any of his powers. It really looked like it was really early in his development of powers and he hadn't figured them all out yet.
Yeah, I think not having the Flash movie, like we said before, really hurts it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think if we get to see more Flash, then I'm going to give it the seal of approval.
Yeah.
It's like when Spider-Man makes it to the Avengers eventually. Like you're like, yes. Like that's what I want. That's what I want for the Flash. I want him to be like an equal participant.
Yeah. You think we're going to see the Hall of Justice?
I hope so.
League, like,
see?
Intact? That's something, I guess.
Yeah. The table.
Yeah.
Like we saw in Arrowverse.
Yeah, like in the end of the movie where we see Bruce and Diana, was Alfred there too? And they were like going through Wayne Manor and, saying, hey, we need to set up a table here for 6 people. And then Diana says something like, but we can add more.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's
so hopefully
really cool.
We'll see that.
Awesome. Anything else you want to say?
I'm looking forward to the Snyder Cut.
Me too. March 18th.
Yeah, I think the more we're talking about it, the more hyped up I get. And I don't know, it's DC content, so I think I'll be happy.
Me too.
Even though DC hasn't had the best, I still like it.
Yeah. I mean, even mediocre movies about superheroes are still superhero movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching, Fan Dummies. We would love to hear from you in the comments. What is the one thing Zack Snyder can give you in the Snyder Cut that would make it so that this movie is awesome for you? I want to hear your comments in the comments. We are at Fan Dummies on all social media. Give us a follow. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Hit the bell so you don't miss any of our content. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
If you want to check out our other Justice League video, we just did a rewatch of the theatrical release and we share our thoughts and do some reminiscing. It's, one of the click over here, you know the thing. Thanks.